folks, welcome back to Nostalgianomics, and thanks to each and every one of you out there for helping to make this channel 4,000 subscribers strong. For everyone who's watched a single video, left a single comment, left a single like, even a single dislike, I see you guys too. I appreciate each and every one of you for helping make this first year on YouTube one of the best experiences I can ask for. And my promise to you is I'm going to keep making the content better and better each day that goes on into this next year. With that being said, this video is going to be a bit of a change of pace. We're going to slow down. I'm going to show you some numbers, data, and statistics, and I'm going to prove to you why modern cards are undervalued. I know it sounds absolutely insane and crazy, and at the end of the video, you may even have some of the people who like vintage saying, no, Alex, I think you're dead wrong. I'm sticking with the vintage. That's where the popularity is going to be in the future. And you could be right, but I am going to show another side to this market, and I'm going to back it up with actual pop reports and actual sale prices and data, and you can make the decision for yourself if, in fact, you believe a lot of these modern cards may be severely undervalued, and there's a great possibility to get them in your collection at a cheap price, or possibly even speculate and invest in them and make a huge return in the future. If you do want to go shopping, consider using the affiliate link in my description or in the comment section. It does help the channel, and it will go towards making better and better quality content for everyone who watches this in the future for better entertainment pleasure. With that being said, let's jump into this. For anyone new to Pokemon or new to collecting, if you don't know about the pop reports, you can go to psacard.com, click on pop report, and what it'll take you to is this page, and you can search for any set in Pokemon or other TCGs or other sports cards you want, and it'll give you the total amount that have been graded, the total amount of 10s, 9s, 8s, etc. of each card in each set, so you can get an idea of, how rare those cards actually are, how many are graded, and how hard it is to actually grade a 10. Now, to take it one step further, I use a site called TCG Fish. What they do is they pull the pop reports, total population of the 10s all the way through the 1s from PSA, but they kind of up the game. They give a ratio of how hard it is to pull a 9 to a 10, and also your percent chance of pulling a 10 if you do grade a mint card. The last thing I like that they do is they give an actual market cap. So they pull all the sales data from different sales sites, and they give a market cap, which is the total population of all the cards times the market price gives you the total market cap of each card. So you know kind of how much money is sloshing around out there in each card. So with that being said, I'm going to go through some data, try to keep up. I'm going to explain it a little better at the end, but you'll see where I'm going with this, and basically it's proof that either one, these modern cards aren't sought after and they're never going to be, or two, there's a huge opportunity. The market is missing this massively, and these cards are going to appreciate quite a bit in the future, and there could be a great opportunity here in front of us. So let's jump into it. First off, I took some of the most rare and sought after cards from all of vintage. All right, first off, we started out with Shining Gyarados. It's a secret rare from Neo Revelation. It's got a total population of 1,108 graded. 109 10s to 524 9s, so basically about a 4.8 ratio of 10 to 9. You got about a 17% chance of pulling a 10. All right, and these numbers are going to make sense as I go. Just stick with me here. All right, Shining Charizard. All right, triple star rarity, secret rare from Neo Destiny. Very hard to pull, very rare card. Only 889 total population, but look, 247 10s to 328 9s. It's only about a 1.3 9 to 10 ratio. And a 43% chance of pulling a 10. It's really not that hard to grade if people actually grade them. Okay, moving on. This is going to be the Crystal Lugia from Aquapolis. Okay, there's 1,268 total population. 128 of those are 10s, 413 9s, which is a 3.2 ratio, and a 23.7% chance of pulling a 10. Next up is going to be this Crystal Charizard from Skyridge, a very rare set, very rare card. 831 population, but look, again, 222 10s to 251 9s. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio, 10 to 9, and it's a 47% chance of pulling a 10. All right. Last two, I have some Gold Stars, which are some of the rarest cards in Pokemon, and as far as set cards go. Here we are, the Gold Star Rayquaza from EX Dioxys. 781 population, only 47 10s and 201 9s, meaning there's a 4.2 ratio and a 19% chance of pulling a 10. Last up is the Gold Star Charizard. 2,167 population, only 98 10s with 481 9s, which gives it almost a 5-to-1 ratio and a 17% chance of pulling a 10 if you grade a card. All right, after hearing all that, let's look at some modern prices. Or not modern prices, but let's look at some modern numbers. All right. Dialga EX, 2014 Phantom Forces. Only 721 population, which is lower than the lowest population of all those vintage cards I showed at 781. So it's already a harder card to find at all. Only 50 10s and 337 9s compared to the 47 10s and 201 9s of the Gold Star. So it's almost on Gold Star level of rarity. It gives it a 6.7 ratio from 10 to 9 and a 12.9% chance of pulling a 10 when the Rayquaza had a 19% chance. Moving on. The Full Art Blastoise from XY base set. There's only 500 graded, only 18 10s in existence with 276 9s, which gives it a whopping 15-to-1 ratio, 6.1% chance of getting a 10. This is the hardest 10 out of any card I've shown so far. That's how hard these modern cards are to pull, and with a 500 population, that's how rare these cards are to find. Next up is going to be the Full Art Venusaur from the same set. Only 432 population, 22 10s, 202 9s, gives it about a 9-to-1 ratio and less than a 10% chance of getting a 10. Last two cards I have, these are going to be from Double Crisis back in XY. This is the Full Art Team Aqua Kyogre. It has the Japanese picture, but it is the English version. These are English numbers. Only 373 total graded. There's only 8 10s in existence. 141 9s, which gives it a 17.6-to-1 ratio. 5% chance of pulling this in a 10 if graded. Last one I have, the same exact set. It's going to be the Groudon EX. Again, it's an English version. Only 350 population, 17 10s, only 130 9s, 7.6-to-1 ratio, 11.6% chance of getting a 10. With all that being said, you can already see these modern cards are much lower populations. They're much harder to even find in general. They're incredibly harder to find in 10s. I mean, way harder than even the Gold Star Rayquaza. And even the 9 populations are less. Alright? Now let's get into the numbers. First off, the Shining Gyarados, first edition, goes for $1,550 as a 9 and $6,100 as a 10. So that kind of makes sense, right? It's about a 4 times ratio, and when you go look at the grading numbers, it's about a 4.8 ratio to get from a 9 to a 10. So it's pretty in line with pricing. It makes sense, right? Okay, let's go to the next card. The Aquapolis Lugia, $2,550 is a 9, and then about $7,300 is a 10. So about a 3 times ratio, and then when we go look at the numbers, we can go see if that makes sense. All right, so go look at the numbers. Lugia is about a 3 times ratio from a 10 to a 9. So again, it adds up. All right, then we go over to the Skyrise Charizard, and this is where things don't make any sense at all. It's about $1,500 for a 9, but over 10,000, over 11,000 for a 10. So you're talking about like a 7 times ratio, or 7 times premium you're paying. But when you go look at the numbers of the actual card, it makes 0 sense because it's one of the easier cards to grade in a 10. You have like almost a 1-to-1 ratio, a 47% chance to get. And it's not that rare of a card. There's 800 in the total population. So again, doesn't make any sense. In my mind, that would show that Charizard's overvalued, right? Either that or the 9's undervalued. But for the population, I would say overvalued. So with all that being shown, you can see those prices, right? You know, they're all in the thousands or 2,000s, right? Thousands or 2,000s is 9, and they're all in like this, 5, 7, 10,000 range as 10s. Let's go look at the modern cards. They're more rare, more scarce, harder to find. $300 for the Dialga EX as a 9. Couldn't even find a realistic sale as a 10. Here's one that sold for $7,750 or best offer. And the lowest price one listed is $6,900. There's only one available on all the market. That's how rare these are. And then when you go back and look at this is when it really doesn't make sense. It's only got 50 10s available and 337 9s. So it's right on par with those vintage cards, but the 9s go for $300 when those vintage ones are going for thousands. Next up, we have the Double Crisis cards. Double Crisis Groudon, it's 290 or best offer as a 9. Couldn't even find a listing or a sale as a 10. That's how rare it is. The Kyogre is the same way, $300 as a 9. Could not even find a sale or a listing as a 10. These are all Japanese. But then, when we go back and look at those numbers, right? We've got 8 10s and only 141 9s. Only 141. Let's go look at those vintage cards. Gold Star Charizard, there's 400 9s, right? Rayquaza, 200. You look at the Crystal Charizard, 250. Lugia, 413. Shiny Charizard, 328. Shiny Gyarados, 528. All those cards are in the thousands. 1,500 to multiple thousands. And these cards are selling for $200 and $300 as a 9. Doesn't make sense. The last ones I'm going to show is the Venusaur. $52 as a 9. As a 10, there's none sold. They're listed in the $2,300 from Australia or $5,000 in the US. None sold. These are the only 3 available on the whole market. That's it. That's it. But again, when you go look at how actual rare they are, right? There's only 202 9s in all of existence out of the 432 total cards with 22 10s. But it's going for $50 as a 9 when there's only 202 of them. So what we can take from all this is, one, we can go with the conclusion that, hey, I guess these modern cards are just never going to be sought after the way their vintage counterparts are. Or, since XY is out of the limelight now with all the Sword and Shield craziness, even the Sun and Moon craziness, the market could be missing a major inconsistency, a major opportunity. Because in the future, if collectors ever do want these, only 22 people are getting a 10. 22. Only 18 people are getting a 10. Only 8 people. Only 17 people are getting 10s of these cards. What does that mean? Most every collector, most every investor, speculator, whatever you want to call everyone, they're going to have to go for the 9s, who still only have 100 or 200 copies available. These are so rare, meaning if things ever shift back and people come back and want these XY full arts, which they're beautiful cards, there's not enough to go around. And we've seen what happens in vintage when there's not enough to go around with 200 and 300 available, or 100 or more available in 10s. They go to thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. So all you have to do is ask yourself is, do I believe these cards are going to have anywhere near the popularity of those vintage cards in the future? Or even like a small amount of it? And if so, what's a price point look at that's going to be fair in the future? Because there's only 147 9s and 10s out there, right? There's only 149 9s and 10s. There's only 222 9s and 10s. In my opinion, a lot more than a couple hundred people are going to want these cards. Meaning, my conclusion is these modern full arts are severely undervalued. There's major opportunity in them. And if you want to take advantage of it, you want to start moving into these positions, again, the link will be in the description and the comment section. Or you can leave me a comment and say, Alex, you're an idiot. These vintage have way more significance, way more historical significance, X, Y, and Z. And I get that. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I wanted to put this video out because I don't think it's talked about enough. You hear about how rare and scarce these gold stars and crystals and shinings and all these vintage cards are. In reality, these modern cards are much more rare and much more scarce. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something from it. And I hope it helps your investing, collecting, speculating journey here in the Pokemon hobby. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. And thank you once again to everyone who is subscribed and supports the channel, comments, likes, anything to the videos. I truly appreciate it. With that being said, I'll be back here in a new video soon. I'm out.